Here we are in the beautiful Sparks, Nevada. Or is it?
I don't know. Today, top 10 reasons not to move to Sparks.
Why you shouldn't move to Sparks, Nevada, right? We're going to be talking about no breweries.
Are we too far from Tahoe?
Right? The place is just desolate.
Like, schools, good?
Busting
Are
out at
they?
the seams, just growing so big that we're shoulder to shoulder everywhere we go.
Traffic?
Guys,
Is it bad?
we're going over all of this. Number 10, you got to stay tuned.
tuned.
Number 10, that's obviously the best one. But that's what we're going over. Top 10 reasons why you should not move to Sparks, Nevada. Coming at you now. Guys, if this is your first time to the channel, this is
Ryan Chickvara?
Ryan Chickvara. I am Joe Hanich, and we're doing all things Reno, Sparks,
Carson. Northern Nevada.
All Northern Nevada.
Yep.
We're doing everything. In this video, we are talking about the top 10 reasons why you should not move to Sparks, Nevada.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Or do, I don't know.
Or do it. But if this is your first time to the channel, you got to hit that subscribe button. You got to tap the little bell.
I don't think that's what bells sound like.
That's a good bell. Obviously, it helps us with the YouTube algorithms, trying to help as many people as possible, get as much content to you as possible. You're going to love this one. But what else we got to talk about? Oh, we're putting the content out because we are licensed real estate agents.
That is true.
And need you guys to call, text, email, let us know when you're moving here.
We got you.
We got you. We're here to help when moving to Northern Nevada. Here we go, guys. We're going to jump right into it. The top 10 reasons why you should not move to Sparks, Nevada.
Yep.
Even though I used to live here, I liked it. It's a good spot. But jumping into it, number one.
Number one here, we're going with housing market sustainability. So
It continues to be a repeat. Just saw a median home price of $500,000 in Sparks. Never been done before.
Yep.
So kind of crazy, setting records there. And it is up. It was up 20% year over year from last year.
yeah, and so if you're from this area, that's something that we're not used to seeing, right? Sparks, it's a little less desirable than Reno for whatever reason it may
Yeah.
be. But yeah, seeing those numbers get up to that high, not before. So
Definitely. And there's a plethora of different types of properties here. Some great investment opportunities that we kind of touched on. We were talking about just a second ago that there's some homes that should be condemned here
Yeah.
close to us in the Victorian Square. That's where we're at right now, right? Galaxy Movie Theater. But then there's also some, $1 million plus, $2 million plus homes, gorgeous views, over 5,000 square foot. So Sparks is pretty diverse.
yeah, absolutely. Brings us to our next point there. Number two, are we growing too fast, Joe?
Is it growing too fast? If you talk to locals from here, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They
It's
don't.
everything right around us, honestly. We might be able to get some B-roll for you afterwards. Is all of these houses you're going to see now leasing, everything surrounding us right now is new. It's really kind of great for the area, a little bit of a revitalization.
Definitely.
But
Needed.
But doesn't feel like home for a lot of people that have lived in Sparks for a long time.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, we can do a full 180 right here, and we've just got condos surrounding us.
Yeah.
They're all brand new. Again, great for the community. Chewy's here, awesome restaurant. Pinion.
Engine 9 Pizza, I believe, is right behind us as well.
So some
The winery
awesome
there,
spots, and then Victorian Square too, right? Some great spots there. But is it growing too fast? Annually, it's growing just under 1% a
Yeah.
year, so 0.97%, and we're at about just a little over 107,000 people in Sparks.
Yeah, so the influx that we've seen over the last 10 years is, like you said, about 1,000 people a year.
1,000 people a year, yeah. So 2011, from them to now, we've grown about 15,000 people.
Yeah.
Just a little bit over that.
So when it comes to, big city, we know we're not the biggest city, but so decent growth, but nothing too crazy, right? We're not Houston that's having to add, freeways around
Definitely.
freeways or to handle everything that's coming in. So,
Yeah. So the infrastructure I think that we have in place right now can handle it. sure, we've got some congestion. We're going to talk about that here.
That's a great segue, Joe.
There
Look,
we
without
go.
even trying.
Nailed
brings
it.
us right into our third point, and that's traffic. We've touched on traffic in some of our other videos. We've never really gone too deep into Sparks traffic. And is traffic too heavy, basically, is the question. And at 7 in the morning on your commute out, if you're going into, central Reno,
Pain
or
in
on
the
your
ass.
way home around 5, absolutely, yeah.
Definitely.
We have 3 main veins, basically, that run up into Sparks and Spanish Springs as you go north, and Pyramid Highway, Vista Boulevard, and Sparks Boulevard. And so because those are the only 3 ways to get north,
Yep.
they get backed up.
Definitely congested. And again, it's during those commute times. In the morning, you're going to have to leave earlier. It's a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah.
At night coming home, I don't live in the area, but, if I'm showing homes or whatever, I just know it's going to suck.
Yeah, the other day I actually just headed out to Costco out that way, and around 4:15 I was on my way up. Wasn't terrible, I wasn't flying by any means, but coming back from Costco right around 5:15, I was happy to be going south and not north, because it was backed all the way up. So
Definitely. Is that something that can be fixed in the future?
we'll see. I mean, they worked on the connector at McCarran and Pyramid there.
Yeah.
It was kind of a small fix. I don't think they kind of really knew that what exactly they were trying to do there. They added a couple lanes for all of a half of a mile, so the funnel just is a little bit bigger at the base there. But sure enough, you end up getting to the 2 lanes on each side. So
And it backs up quickly.
Yeah.
Traffic isn't great for the most part, non-existent during those commute work times, going to work, getting off. It's going to be an issue.
Yeah. On to the next one we've got, is there enough to do in Sparks, Joe?
Enough to do. I think that Sparks gets knocked for, not having the nightlife of Reno and not having everything that Reno has to offer. When it comes down to it, no, Sparks doesn't have the semi-pro baseball team, semi-pro hockey team, the nightclubs, the 5 different skyscraper casinos to choose from.
Yeah.
In that sense, we love Sparks.
Yeah. But at the same time, we always kind of play both sides of the coin here.
Yeah.
Sparks does have the water park, right? So Wild Waters, Wild Island, Wild Waters when we were growing up, I guess.
Yeah.
Wild Island, as it's called now. They've got a whole facility there with a bunch of bowling lanes, pool tables. They have tournaments there. They've got a giant indoor facility with go-karts and
36-hole putt-putt.
mini golf, all of that stuff. So there's nothing in Reno that rivals Wild Waters or Wild Island at all there, right?
Definitely. So for the kiddos, that's the place to be.
Yeah.
Shields has the huge Ferris wheel.
Inside, you got all the shopping that you could want at Legends out there.
Definitely. Some of our favorite breweries. Lead Dog, Great Basin Brewery.
Revision.
Revision.
We're big fans of the Disco Ninja. So
I feel like every time I drink in beer, it's Revision.
That's true.
It's always Revision.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have everything that Reno has to offer, but 100 feet in front of me here, we got that 7,000 person amphitheater.
Yeah, and that opened up a couple years ago, but really was hit by the COVID, so there wasn't too much going on. I think they actually ended up hosting their first concert 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, which is awesome. Awesome, great turnout. It hosts the Rib Cook-Off. We're going to get some B-roll for that because the Rib Cook-Off is back.
Yeah. More vendors than ever this year, too.
Hit it this year. It was fantastic. Loved it. What else we got?
Well, on number 5 here, and you kind of addressed it a little bit there, is nightlife, right? So Reno, Las Vegas, Nevada, we're kind of known for the nightlife, right? Or at least a lot of people from out of state, they think that's what we're all about, right? So that being said, the nightlife out here, we've got the casino in front of us. We've got Rail City just the other way there. But other than that, there's really not too much going on.
Yeah.
If you're going to be doing bar hopping and stuff like that, unless you're in the Victorian Square area right over here, you're going bar to bar by Uber, really. Is
pretty
what you're
spread
gonna
out.
have to do.
Yeah, exactly. You're not walking it unless you are on Victorian Square.
Yeah.
Which, again, there's some certain events and things, and there is a great time to be had, but it's lacking.
Yeah, it's not quite the same as being able to start out in, the casinos, the row as they call it, in Reno, and head all the way down to Midtown. We've touched on that before. It's about 1.5 miles.
Easy
and
walk.
You can hit, a ton of different bars. different clubs, karaoke, all sorts of different stuff. You got a lot more options out that way. So
Definitely.
not quite as many out here in Sparks.
And some people might love that. So
That's true. Absolutely. I mean, we get a lot of people who reach out, and Joe and I like to talk beers and golf and all that sort of stuff. And a lot of people are like, well, I'm not trying to live on a golf course, and I don't go to breweries all the time.
Exactly.
So, a little less nightlife isn't always a bad thing.
For sure. So when you guys are reaching out to us, because you are moving here, right? We're talking to you right there. Make sure you tell us, right, what you're looking for, what your kind of lifestyle is, and we kind of dig a little bit and get to know, and we can place you in certain areas that will be a perfect fit for you.
Yeah, Joe and I actually, if you are subscribers to the channel as well, just wanted to touch on real quick. We know we haven't been around as much. Joe and I are starting to get a little older. We don't do the breweries quite as much anymore. I got married 2 weeks ago.
I got married 2 months ago.
So, there's a reason for a little bit of our drop off if you're, our subscribers there. But
Definitely.
Just want to touch on that real quick.
Yeah. My son's about to turn 8 months old, so time's flying. Things are just freaking cruising.
Yeah. Anyway, so just, little side note there for you, just
Definitely.
personal anecdote.
Yeah.
On to the next one there, and that is number 6. Is it too far from Reno?
I could run to Reno from where we're at right now.
Yeah, it's very true.
I've tried it.
Those were in the younger days when Joe was hitting all the breweries all the time. So.
Years ago, decades ago. No.
I think the answer to that question though is it's a yes and a no, right? Which is not an answer. Everybody's like, well, it's got to be one or the other. Where we're standing right now, we're just off the freeway here. You're literally a 3-minute. So from Victorian Square, you're a 5-minute drive
Definitely.
to the connector at 80, if that, and then downtown's 7 minutes away, right?
Yeah.
So downtown Reno, I should say.
Definitely, you're right there. But if you're in East Sparks, or even we bring Spanish Springs.
Yeah,
we include
Northeast
Spanish
Sparks.
Springs in all of this.
Yeah. If you head out to Wingfield Springs, out towards that way, we've talked on traffic, stuff like that. You could be 25 minutes
easy
from Reno.
Yeah,
So,
easily.
Just a large kind of sprawling area, right? A lot wasn't built out there 25 years ago, and so as they've continued to grow north, there isn't more freeway infrastructure, it's more highway, 2 lanes, and so kind of beating the dead horse here with those streets and whatnot. But yes and no, because we're in Sparks right now. We're real close to Reno. Go 20 minutes that way, you're still in Sparks.
Definitely.
You're not close to Reno anymore.
Yeah. So proximity to Reno, non-issue.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, if you chose to live in Sparks, you probably don't even care anyways.
That is very true.
Right? So, cool.
Number 7. This one, I've got a buddy who lives in a house just over this way. East Sparks right next to us, right behind Victorian Square, is kind of the original Sparks, right? So Sparks is nicknamed the Rail City, actually. It makes so much sense when the Rail City Casino growing up. I'm like, what a weird name for a casino. Well, guess what? The train is right on the other side of the freeway there. So known for the trains and whatnot, but this area is basically original Sparks,
Yeah.
right? So some of these older neighborhoods can be hit or miss, and so that's something to pay attention to. Obviously, when you're moving into a home, I've got a friend, like I was saying, who they put some upgrades into their home. Beautiful backyard, beautiful
Definitely.
home, house right next door, like we were saying.
Condemned.
Is almost condemned. Yeah.
Condemned.
Yeah. So it's one of those situations where, depending on your street, it's different. You've got people who have lived there for 35 years and haven't put a dime back into their home. And then you've got people like my friend who immediately bought a fixer-upper, put all that money that they saved on buying a house at a little bit lower price point, and just upgraded the house. So,
Definitely. Yeah, so there's a lot of homes that are very dated, need updating. Us being in real estate, obviously, we just look at that as...
an opportunity.
Exactly. Opportunities.
For a lot of people, like I said, mentioned my friend as well, but a lot of people, you can kind of get a house at a good price point or a fixer-upper and get a lot at a lot premium, basically. That's
Definitely.
Super cheap, good piece of land.
I just see
and do
discounts.
what you want with it.
Yeah, I see discounts. Granted, the market that we've been in, yes, has been a little crazy. Yes, people are still wanting top dollar for condemned homes. But
we're starting to see that level out a little bit, and we're also starting to see people get a little bit more realistic, because
exactly
what they thought they were going to get, you've seen some of these houses sit on market now for
a lot
3
of
to 4 months.
Yeah, a lot of price decreases, which is fantastic, great for the area. Just some stabilization.
Yeah.
And it's just a great thing for the market. So hopefully we continue to trend that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think that ties that up, but it also kind of leads us into number 8 here, and that's education. We get a lot of people reaching out about schools. Nevada in general is not known for being one of the best school system states. I think
Nevada as a whole.
Yeah, Nevada as a whole, yeah. It was around 42 out of the 50 states as far as education goes. Sparks High School and Reed High School are going to be the 2 high schools within your city limits there. Spanish Springs High School, technically out in Spanish Springs.
Yeah.
Sparks High School is old. It's Reno High is one of the top schools out in Reno. It's very old as well, but more money's gone back into that school. Sparks has just been kind of neglected for a while. Once Reed was built, that kind of became the more important school out there. So out of the 15 metro high schools for the Reno Sparks area, if you will, they've got Sparks High ranked at 14, I believe. Yeah, 14 out of 15 there. Reed High, a little bit better at 12 out of 15. It's a significant jump within the state. Sparks is around 67, I think, for the state out of 85, and Reed's all the way up to like 53 or 54. That's from U.S. News, if you want to look that up. I'm right around those numbers.
Also touching on that, though, a lot of North Sparks, you're going to be zoned for Spanish Springs High School.
Yep.
Ranks on that same website a lot better.
Than Sparks.
Definitely.
Like I said, just older high school.
Yep. And a lot of new growth out there. So a lot of property tax, different taxes are being pumped back into the school, and you can kind of tell.
Yeah, absolutely. But that being said, we know a lot of people reaching out. Education's not the most important thing to you. If you're just moving out to an area, you don't have kids, you're not planning on being there forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got options there, obviously. They just don't happen to be as good of options as some of the other schools within Reno.
Sure.
Reno High, Damani Ranch,
sure,
that sort of thing.
Still fantastic schools. Real estate's going to be a little bit cheaper as well, and so even if it's not ranking as high, still do they do a great job. Like I will
say the one thing, and part of looking up Sparks High as well, I believe that their teacher to student ratio, student to teacher ratio is 16-1.
Oh, damn.
So we've seen a lot of overcrowding.
Oh, yeah.
We've touched on from Carson High School. Every class I was in had a minimum of 25 kids, if not up to like 32 sometimes with one teacher. So
16-1.
16-1 is pretty unheard of around this area. So positive on that note. But
definitely Sparks gets knocked for the schools. Still some fantastic schools here.
Yeah.
On to
number 9 here.
Number 9.
This one's just kind of us being, a couple of chubby guys with dad bods, I guess. I don't know if Joe's a little bit better than me, but it's a lack of local restaurants, right? So kind of goes in with the growth that we've seen in the area as you go up Pyramid, all that sort of stuff. Right here, we're in a great spot, Victorian Square.
We're just always contradicting ourselves.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, so right behind us, Chewy's is a great local spot, but this specific area that we're in is kind of the outlier, right? So you've got Great Basin over here. You've got Los Tres Amigos, I believe.
Yeah, there's an Italian spot here. Don't know the name of it, right upstairs.
Not La Familia, is it?
It might be. But it's fantastic.
Regardless.
Right here, Victorian. You also have the blind onion pizza.
Yeah.
Which is great. Make sure you get honey with their crust. That
is very true. Honey and ranch. And it's if you're from the East Coast and you just hear us ask to put ranch on pizza, you're like, what is wrong with these guys? It's if you end up moving out to Reno, you're gonna see it everywhere, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
People are ranch dressing on pizza and pizza crust
ranch
everywhere. But yeah, so as you get a little bit further out into Sparks, you start to see less of that, and because things grew so quickly around Spanish Springs, out that area up Pyramid Highway, there's really you're looking more at your typical, IHOPs, Denny's,
Sonic,
all that sort of stuff.
But you're not finding your Chewy's out there.
Yeah, there's one that they built out there recently. Mama Celeste took a spot out there that's like right into a neighborhood. Fantastic little bar and everything
like
that.
There's huge opportunity out there with the growth, and
absolutely.
So you got a small business, right? You have a little restaurant.
We've got a buddy who's the bar guy. He's always thinking where could the next bar go, and he's been thinking about up on Pyramid Highway for quite some time. Yeah, because there's just not anything out there.
Yeah, there really isn't, and you have so many homes being built out there. It's a no-brainer.
It'll come because we see that expanding and really being the new South Reno, the way that Damani blew up over the last 10 years. Spanish Springs is right on track with that.
Definitely.
So it'll come, but right now, today,
Just
the
doesn't
deeper
have
you
it.
get north into Sparks, it's
Yeah.
just really not out there. So
Definitely. There is the Joint Sushi right by the Costco out there.
Yep.
Fantastic spot. Shout out.
Joe just doesn't do raw cod. No raw cod.
I need lunch, man. I'm hungry.
This always happens to us. This always happens. Anyway, we'll wrap it up for you.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Most important, always.
The final thing. Too far from Tahoe?
Are we too far? We are too far from Tahoe.
We're Tahoe guys. We love Tahoe.
Any extra miles away from Tahoe is too far from Tahoe.
It's true. Tahoe, though, that being said, you're much closer, especially we keep talking North Sparks, to Pyramid Lake.
Pyramid Lake. And that is, it's kind
They're
of...
contrasting styles for sure.
Yeah.
Tahoe is known for its just mountain beauty. It's
clear, picturesque.
Yeah, the trees, there's not as much parking up there. It's a little bit more touristy, right?
Yeah.
Pyramid is
a lot more regulated.
Yeah, Pyramid is like your local lake. Pyramid is like where you're gonna go out there. It's like you're gonna get the lake's a little bit muddier. People love to go fishing out there.
Little hillbilly hoedown.
Yeah, get out there on the boat with the kids, drag them around on the tube. It's
Definitely
contrasting styles there. But
I've seen people out there fishing on a ladder.
Yeah,
because the water is so shallow that you can walk right for I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on what part of the lake you're on, but yeah. You can just keep going. So.
I've seen people drive their huge lifted trucks in the lake. You're not doing that in Tahoe.
No.
Not ever.
Yeah, keep Tahoe Blue being the slogan and watching somebody try to drive a truck through there. That person's probably going to jail for a while.
Yeah, for life. I couldn't imagine. But that's our number 10. There you have
those are our 10 reasons why you might not want to move to Sparks. Like we say, obviously, it's pros and cons. It's up to you. It's kind of your decision on does education matter to you? Who knows?
Exactly.
But we just want to give you some information on, things that might not appeal to you when it comes to moving out to Sparks.
Be nice to us in the comments too.
Yeah, we're married men now. We've been
got a kid.
Yeah,
I've got feelings.
As a wedding gift, just you can just be nice, right?
Oh,
but no, we appreciate
100%.
you checking it out.
Cool. See you next time.